This tiny part of my routine keeps me level, even on the days that life feels heavier than usual. Most people see the coach version of me, the one who teaches emotional regulation, midlife resilience, and the SMART formula. What they don't see is the version of me who has to use those tools every single day just to stay grounded inside a life that asks a lot of me. What you might not realize is that I care for my dad, who's 92 and living with dementia and Alzheimer's, and it's basically just the two of us. There's no rota of support, no one taking over when I need a break, no second pair of hands to lean on. And alongside that, I'm running a business I care deeply about. I'm single by choice, so everything I build emotionally, financially, and practically sits on my shoulders. It would be very easy for my days to feel like nothing but responsibility. So I had to find a way to bring myself back into the picture without having to put huge rituals in place or find hours of self-care, but with tiny moments that lift the weight just enough for me to breathe again. For me, that looks like letting my inner child have a seat at the table. Sometimes it's building Lego on my living room floor because it gives my mind something playful to hold instead of pressure. Sometimes it's jumping in puddles on a walk because it's the only thing that reminds me I'm allowed to feel light, even when life feels heavy. And sometimes it's putting on music and having a dance party entirely on my own just to move the emotion out of my body instead of letting it sit there and harden. These moments don't fix the hard parts of my life by any means, and they don't erase the grief of watching my dad decline or the exhaustion of carrying so much alone, but they do stop the heaviness from swallowing me whole. They give my system a break from being the responsible one all the time. And that tiny burst of joy, that little flicker of childhood freedom, is often enough to stop a spiral before it starts. Because regulation isn't always something calm like meditation for hours on end. Sometimes it's just being silly in the moment. And sometimes the most stabilizing thing that you can do is give yourself permission to feel alive, even if it's just for a minute.